How do you handle difficult situations? Hey, in case you don't know me, my name is Jason Chaney, one half of a husband and wife team, and we're dedicated to helping you reclaim your physical and financial health. So today we're going to talk all about mindset, and especially while we're all dealing with difficult times right now, and mindset is going to be the key that can help us all. And so before I start, I want to actually share a quote, a passage from Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. If you don't know who Viktor Frankl is, he was actually a Holocaust survivor. And in this book, he talks about some of his going through that, some of the things that he was going through, but also how he kept his mindset positive and the little things that he was holding on to keep his humanity, but also to keep his life going. And so let me go on and read this for you real quick. If there is a meaning in life at all, then there must be a meaning in suffering. Suffering is an ineradicable part of life, even as fate and death. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete. The way in which a man accepts his fate and all the suffering it entails, the way in which he takes up his cross, gives him ample opportunity, even under the most difficult circumstances, to add a deeper meaning to his life. It may remain brave, dignified, and unselfish, or in the bitter fight for self-preservation, he may forget his human dignity and become no more than an animal. Here lies the chance for a man either to make use of or to forego the opportunities of attaining the moral values that a difficult situation may afford him. And this decides whether he is worthy of his sufferings or not. And this was really interesting. So just to give you a little background, I've been doing mindset work for about 10 years now. And it actually started when I was just in a really, really, really negative, bad place. I realized that I wasn't happy and nothing external was going to start making me happy. So I started, that's what got me on the process of doing mindset work. I didn't know how mindset shift across the board into every faction of your life. I didn't understand that until I started doing mentorship and high performance coaches and starting to connect the dots. And so this was interesting because this past week, Cece and I did a 6-hour training live webinar with a bunch of business owners. And Damon John was there, and it was interesting. He talked about the mindset, but he also talked about a lot of the sufferings he had, being dyslexic, coming up from a rough neighborhood, all of these things, and all of these things that we would look like as suffering. He accepted it, he embraced it, and he learned from it. And so in one of the books that I'm reading now, Vibrational Money Immersion, it talks about turning your sufferings, failures, pains into assets for your benefits. And so this is one of the ways it's helped me in my life, and I just want to share that with you and see if it's some way that it can apply anywhere in your life. So 2006, I left the military. I wasn't in the best health when I was getting out. I was in really bad shape. I was injured in Iraq. Just had a real bad car accident where I got hit by a drunk driver. It was to the point where there was literally weeks I could not walk because my back would seize up, having spasms. Then I started stopped breathing in my sleep. I didn't know what was going on. And for years, up until I would say from 2006 to about 2013, so about a good 7 years, I was just expecting the VA to help me. I had this really horrible mindset. Oh, I went to fight for this country. I went to war. How in the hell could you not be here trying to help me? Why is this going to me? And everything, I was putting it external on someone else. But in 2014, I apologize. I had made a decision, and I had told Chantel, I was like, look, I have to do something about my health. I think I was topping 560 pounds. And here's the truth, I could have been possibly close to 600 because at that point I wasn't able to just step on any scale. And so I told her, and for me, that was embarrassing. I'm gonna just be completely honest. Not being able to just get on a scale, step on a normal scale, like the VA gave me this industrial scale. It was it weighed 20 pounds and it went up to 1,000 pounds. I started to feel like an animal, like this book says, I didn't have my human dignity anymore, and I wanted to get that back. And so I started changing my mindset. I made a vision board. Where do I want to be physically and with my health? First thing I said, I don't want to be having to sleep on a sleep apnea machine. I don't want to have to be taking medicine every day. There's a lot of things I just didn't want to do. So I had to start changing myself. And so I changed my whole lifestyle. Like a lot of times people say like, oh, I did a complete 180. I didn't do a 180. This was the circle I was on. I jumped to this circle over here. I went to a completely different field. Everybody was like, who are you? I don't know you anymore. And I was like, thank you. You shouldn't know me. I want to continue growing. I want to become a different person. Like if you've known me for 20 years and you say you just know me, if you've known me for 20 years and I've never changed, that's my fault. Like something about me should be continually wanting to change and advance myself. And so that's what the mindset taught me. And so let's fast forward now. It didn't, I set the goal in 2014. I didn't hit it right away. It took me to 2017. Then I got down to 335 pounds. After 2017, 2019, I got down to 280. Right now, I'm at 250, hover between 247 and 250 pounds. My goal weight was 250 pounds back in 2000, when I first made the goal in 2000, sorry, I can't remember the year. But when I first made the goal, my goal weight was to be at 250. Now my goal weight is to get to 230. So don't think just because you start changing your mindset, things are going to happen right away. It's going to take time. And sometimes you're not ready for that change right away. Like I wasn't ready for, like my eating lifestyle right now, I wasn't ready for it back then. I wouldn't have kept up with it. I wouldn't have been committed to it. And it wouldn't have served me any purpose. And so just with the mindset, it is very important. There's some things that can really help you. If you're depressed, if you're suffering from anxiety, only you're going to be able to make you happy. So sometimes we have to do the internal work. And I know it's hard. It's difficult. Even with us being stuck in the house here, there's times where and let me be very clear, I still have depression. I still have anxious moments. The thing that happens now is I'm not stuck in the bed for a week or 2 weeks. I'm not so anxious that I'm terrified that I can't speak to people. Like now, if I have a depressed moment, I can go inside and be like, man, I feel a little depressed today. Why? Where is this coming from? Talk it through. And then you know what I do? I change that to a different energy. So I put on some music. CC and I start dancing. We'll watch a comedy or something. Like one of my big things is I'll go on YouTube and watch Dion Cole, some other comics, Comedy Central, and just start laughing. And before I know it, I'm in a good mood. I'm happy again. So you have the power to be happy. I know this is some tough times right now. If you want to know more about some of the books I read, just hit me up and I'll just shoot you a list of them. I have them all on Kindle, so I'll just try to shoot you a screenshot if that can work. Having nothing to do with that, Cece, I'm so proud of her. She actually have a real good interview going on this week, and it's with a celebrity chef. If you're tired of just cooking the same old boring meals at home, or you just don't know what to do for the kids to keep giving them a healthy alternative, if you want to be on the live, just shoot me a message, let me know, and I will add you to the list of people that we will notify right before she goes live with it. Other than that, have a great day, enjoy your Monday, and have a happy day. Ciao.